So this video is obviously a little bit different. This is kind of telling a story, experience that happened to me, in the hopes that anyone that's been through something similar will feel less alone, I suppose. I apologise for everything. I just kind of I've been making this video off. First I couldn't make it because I wasn't allowed legally. Now technically I am allowed. I have been for a little while, but some other things happened, so I wasn't sure if I was allowed. But as far as I'm aware, I can now. And like I said, I want to get the story out there, because not only do I want people to like not feel alone, but I want to warn people, because there are a few things in this that I didn't know, and I feel like a lot of people don't, which is scary, because this is stuff that we should know, but we don't get told necessarily, because I didn't know. I'm gonna make another video, by the way, probably wearing all this. I'm probably gonna do it right after this, because if I don't do it, that again, it's something that I've been putting off, and I feel like if I don't do it now, then I won't. I want to make these because I want to help people, you know. It's about a different thing. It's nothing to do with this. It's the other one's actually before this, but this is to me, the really important one. The other one's more of a kind of my experience, so that you guys are aware of what might happen. This is more of a please be safe. I'm going to try not to cry. I mean, I'm almost crying now, but I'm going to try my hardest not to. I'm going to explain everything that happened. I'm going to explain what steps I took and what the outcome has been and what could happen now. On the 21st of January, I went out for my friend's birthday. I was out with a bunch of friends and I had a really good time. I had such a good time, and at one point I actually posted on Facebook about how happy I was, about how far I'd come and how much my depression had improved and stuff like that, and just how proud I was and happy to be where I was and in the situation that I was, you know, and to be happy. And then, like, life was trying to give me a big smack in the face. I left, because it got late and my friends actually got into a fight. I left and I walked my friend home, because she lived in town, so I thought, you know, I'll go home, make sure she's okay. And then, as you usually do, I went to go to the bus. As I walked towards the bus, I walked past a taxi, and I'm not a person that goes and gets a taxi on their own, because I don't have the confidence in me. I just can't do it. But I've been trying to be more confident and do things that are out of my comfort zone. I want to be brave. I want to be better. And I saw that the bus wasn't for an hour, and I thought, I don't want to wait that long, and I thought the taxi's there. Now, one point to make about this the black London style taxis are the ones that can just pick you up, that you don't need to call for. Private taxis are not legally allowed to pick you up unless you've called for them beforehand. Unless you've rang and asked for them to come and pick you up, they are not allowed to pick you up. I went to a private taxi that was just sat there. I'd had a couple of drinks, but I wasn't crazy drunk because I remember everything. I walked up to the taxi. The passenger window was open. So I leaned in and I was like, hey, do you take cash? Oh, not do you take card? Sorry, do you take card? Because I didn't have cash. And his response was, I'll take you to the cash point. Now, thinking about it now, in hindsight, there was a cash point on the other side of the road. And if he had said, just go over there, then it may not have gone any further than it did. Because the fact that he took me to a separate place to get money out was the reason I found his license plate number. He drove me to a cash point a little bit further. I got in the passenger seat at the front, which again, stupid, and I know that, and I know, and at the time I didn't know what I was doing. I was talking to him through that window, so I thought, you know, it's just easy to get in here, and I didn't know whether when you're on your own in a taxi you're supposed to sit in the front or in the back or what. Always sit in the back. Just sit in the back. Don't risk it. So I got in the front, I was chatting to him, you know, I was trying to be talkative, I was trying to be nice. We got to the cash point and I asked him how much he thought it would be, so I made sure I got out enough, and he said, oh, however much you usually think you'd pay, which I didn't think anything of, and I probably should have. So I got back in after I put the money out, and we were just talking again, and I remember talking about work, and I remember him telling me his name. We got outside my house, and he called me beautiful, and it made me smile, but I didn't think anything of it. I tried to give him the money because I wanted to leave, and he grabbed me and he tried to kiss me, and all I remember doing is putting my hand on him and saying I need to go. That's all I said over and over again was I need to go. I just wanted to give him the money, and I know everyone's like, why didn't you just leave? Because I just wanted to do what was right. I just wanted to give him the money. I just wanted to pay for the journey that I had taken, and I didn't want to be in the wrong in this situation. And so he tried to kiss me again and again, and he tried putting his tongue in my mouth, and he put his hand down my top. He grabbed my boob, and I just kept saying, I need to go, I need to go. And then he tried telling me I didn't need to pay. No, it's fine. You don't need to pay. It's fine, don't worry about it. And I was like, no, take the money. I'm not gonna be in the wrong. I don't want to be in the wrong. I just want to do the right thing. Sorry. And obviously, that is paying for something that I owe you money for. So once I got out of the car after I gave him the money, and I walked, and there's like a little alleyway before my house, and I'd left the kids in the barbecue. And while I was walking down the alleyway, in my head I was crying but not loud, and I kept whispering to myself, I want my mum, it turns out I wasn't whispering like I thought I was. I was shouting. I was shouting. And the thing I knew, my dad had opened up its own window, and he was like, your mum's on her way down. My mum was at the back door opening it, and I just broke down. I just remember keep saying, I don't know why, and I didn't understand. Had I said something, had I done something that made him think that I'd, you know, that it was okay? I mean, I remember telling him that I had to go and I wanted to go. Maybe if I just got out, but I just kept trying to push him off me. I remember falling asleep that night, cuddling my mum. And then the next day we called the police, who asked us to go down there. I took my clothes. I gave them my statement. And they took swabs of my breast to look at his DNA. And like I said, they if it wasn't for the CCTV at the other cash point, they wouldn't have found him. They questioned him. He tried saying that I'd fallen in love with him on the journey home, and that I'd got out of the car, walked around and tried to get at him through his window. They didn't find any DNA on me, on my clothes, so he couldn't go any further. A few weeks later, I got a call from the council who had had 2 other complaints about this guy. Not the same thing, but because of that they had been looking into his EO to see if they'd had any complaints about him. And they had. So they asked if they could review my statement that I'd given to the police. And then possibly do something about it that they can. Nothing legal, well, nothing to do with court or anything, like prison or anything like that, nothing in that sense. After that, they asked me if I could go to a meeting in front of the council to talk about him losing his taxi licence, and he was going to be there. That's what they told me, that he was going to be there. I wanted so bad to say no because of the fact he was going to be there, and he was allowed to ask me questions, or his solicitor, you know, that was the option, and I didn't want to see his face or have him question me. But I went, it was horrible. They brought me in, I told them what happened, the council asked me questions, his solicitor asked me questions. The whole time he just sat there smirking. I got asked how much I'd had to drink, if I was in control of my actions, how old I was, why I sat in the front. And then his solicitor asked me if when I leant down to ask if he took card, if he told me that he wasn't working. And I said no, because he didn't. He did not tell me he wasn't supposed to be working. And as I said that, he shook his head. And I just kept thinking, if you're using that as your cover-up, then clearly you know you were intending to do something wrong. Because he also lied to me about his name. again kind of tells you something. And his solicitor asked me why I didn't scream. And my response was, because most of the time he was trying to shove his tongue in my mouth. And I didn't want to give him the opportunity to do so. I didn't want to open my mouth. I didn't want to do it. And besides, I was in a car park. There was no one around. The houses weren't. No, I just. If I thought someone would have heard me, I would have done it. Why didn't you leave? Because when he had his hand down my shirt, I couldn't. They prevent you from leaving. No, he didn't. Apart from that time, because my shirt was like up to here. They made me feel stupid. I know they didn't mean to. His slip probably did. I know the counsellors didn't, but they did. As soon as that was done, I left. The next day, I got told that he had his licence retracted, and he now has 21 days to appeal it, which means that he is allowed to disagree with the decision and take it up at court, which means I will then be asked to go back and be in front of a court and give my statement, which means I can go this whole thing all over again. And honestly, I am just praying that he doesn't, because I don't know if I can face it again. I don't know if I can look at him again. Seeing his face and seeing him smirk as I spoke made me feel so sick. I don't know if I could do it again. I don't know if I could do that again. If anything ever happens to you, tell the police. I know not always something comes from it. I know. But think about all the people that you could possibly prevent stuff happening to in the future. And even if it doesn't have any effect on anything, 9 times of it, then at least they have said person's name or a record of some kind of incident, so that if anything like this happens again, they can link it and they'll be like, do you know what, a bit shifty. Do not let people get away with making you feel like you're less than you are. Do not let anyone get away with that. Please, for the love of God, don't get in that taxi on the road. But if you do, get in the back. Get in the back. I know when you're out having a good time, that's not something you think about. You don't worry about that kind of thing, 'cause you don't think you have to. They do. Get in like a Black London style taxi cab. Probably safer. Just please do not let the thought that it's far-fetched keep you from keeping yourself safe. I love you guys, and I hope in some way this has been helpful. I love you.